What's the best way to conduct salary negotiations? And how do you determine your own worth? We're answering your questions this morning about salary negotiation. Career coach Donald Strankowski from Ascend Career and Life Strategies here to tell us more. Donald, thanks so much for being here.
Good morning.
This is a touchy subject that a lot of people don't want to approach because when you're talking about money and a new job, you don't want to take the wrong step. You don't want to start off on the wrong foot.
Absolutely.
How can you determine your own value?
Well, even a tepid economy and a challenging job market, job seekers still have bargaining power and latitude when it comes to determining an ideal compensation package. And number one is to determine your market value. The internet has a litany of resources for finding this sort of information. Number one is salary.com. Another strong website is salaryexpert.com and America's Career Infonet. Find your market value for your particular occupation and your particular location. That is definitely number one.
How do you, well, I was going to say, because a lot of businesses don't release the typical salaries. How do you know that they're accurate? Are these websites, do they, poll people? How do they get this information?
They conduct interviews with hiring managers and human resource associates to determine a number of data points, and they compile it into an average.
Okay.
The data is updated on a regular basis, so the numbers are fairly accurate.
Okay, got it. And when's the best time to bring up the subject of salary? Because it's something a lot of people just don't want to say, they don't want to mention.
Right, you want to resist the temptation to talk about money too soon in the first interview, so really save your questions about salary towards the end of the first interview.
Okay.
Utilize the time to sell yourself as an ideal candidate because you'll have more leverage and bargaining power later on. If you are asked about salary, talk in terms of one number. When I was a former corporate recruiter, I would ask people how much they're looking to earn. They'd say, oh, somewhere in the neighborhood of $50,000 to $60,000. Number one, it sounds made up. Number two, it's a range. So I'm going to settle on the lowest number.
Exactly, yeah.
State one number, and I recommend make it a hard number, 57.5 or 58.5.
Oh, so get pretty specific.
Absolutely.
Okay, got it. And what should you do if the compensation that the company's offering, if you think that number's too low, if you think you're worth more, how do you approach that?
Right. The first step for success there, Melody, is to ask them if they have some latitude in their salary agreement or in their salary arrangement. The number one tactic and strategy is simply just to split the difference. If you're looking to earn 70 and they come in at 50 or 60 or something of that nature, offer to split the difference. Number two, you can also ask for maybe a sign-on bonus, some equity in the company, maybe even a telecommuting option, or possibly even some extended vacation time, but you do have options. Companies today are more concerned with hiring the right candidate rather than offering the position to just the lowest bidder.
See, and that's what you'd think in this economy. The companies would just be focused on saving as much money as possible. So maybe hiring someone that's not as great, doesn't have the resume, but they want to save money. That's not the case.
They want somebody who's going to be there for the long term and who's going to do the best job possible. And in my conversations with hiring managers and recruiting professionals, they want to find the right candidate, even if it costs them a little bit more money.
Such great information this morning. Donald, thanks so much. This is a subject nobody likes to talk about, but an important one at that.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, you can find more information on today's topic in the On Air section of our website. Go to kdvr.com and click on the link to Ascend Career and Life Strategies.